How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the Puerto Rico, the legendary tier American large cruiser. Puerto Rico. Man, I do not like this cruiser. It just doesn't offer anything better than the Alaska. You do have one more turret and I guess a heavier broadside than Alaska. And I'm doing air quotations right now, but obviously you can't see me. Uh, but I'm doing air quotations because this thing, even though you have one more turret, you have much worse accuracy. You have battleship dispersion, and to, I guess, make things worse, kind of messed with different builds, and I was trying to use Riker and seeing, as I drop my phone, uh, if Riker's marksman could somehow save Puerto Rico. Going full dispersion, including inspirations, we still had worse dispersion than not Puerto Rico, worse dispersion than Alaska, which, I mean, if you ask me, is pretty bad. And I mean, Alaska having battle cruiser dispersion, I mean, I guess that puts things into perspective. Uh, Kind of how bad Puerto Rico's dispersion ellipse is, especially now that we can actually see the stats. Um, yeah, I don't know. Puerto Rico, kind of wish it just had battle cruiser dispersion and was kind of the difference between like Montana and Vermont, I suppose, where Puerto Rico's, I guess, broadside would be a lot more devastating and technically a little more accurate, uh, dealing more damage, but then having a longer reload, which it does. But your accuracy is so bad. I mean, I feel like Alaska kind of does more damage per salvo just because it's a lot more reliable and you actually land shells. We radar the G-Nan, we fire a whole salvo, 12 shells, but we only land one Citadel while he's angled like that. I mean, I feel like Alaska probably would have dev struck the G-Nan because we just simply would have gotten more Citadels. Because battle cruiser dispersion plus having Norman Scott, if we used it, we did have Hoshino on Alaska because it's funny to have like a 14-second reload, and then with epic reload mod and whatnot, getting it down to like 11 or 12 seconds as the battle goes on is kind of funny. Enemy Jinan was sting spotted, not really sure how, but unfortunately he goes unspotted right before our guns reload, otherwise we would have taken another shot at him to see if we could finish him off, because Jinan being alive and able to torp forever is not going to be fun, and basically going to prevent us from doing anything on this flank. Enemy Wisconsin doesn't shoot at us. He finally shoots at one of our teammates. I think it was the friendly Michelangelo that was broadside trying to turn out. I feel like he thought he could get rid of him. But now it's time to kite. We did trade kind of a lot of HP. Unlike Alaska, we don't get a 32 stern to basically make battleships do no damage at all. And we also don't have a super heal like Alaska would. Like, we're basically healing 1.5 bars, whereas Alaska would probably be healing about 3 to 4 bars of HP per heal. That also reloads much quicker, and you also get one more base. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to find a reason to actually play Puerto Rico. I mean, it seemed like they had an idea with giving this thing secondaries. Secondary range, it's basically Ohio secondaries, but it really wasn't enough, I suppose. Not accurate enough, doesn't do enough, I suppose, to actually warrant building into it. This thing's survivability is also really, really bad, so again, there's another reason not to build into it. I mean, if Puerto Rico had like a 32 casemate, sure, we could still have our bow overmatchable and give it maybe like the Ohio heal, so faster heal, but then the secondaries were also doing like PC West Virginia reload at 2.5 seconds. Puerto Rico might be an interesting, fun ship to play. Not better than Alaska, but a good different. But right now it's just worse, which I really wanted to enjoy Puerto Rico. But Alaska is, I mean, it's going to take a lot to dethrone Alaska as the American large cruiser. I mean, it just has really tanky armor because you can bow tank everything except Yamato. Your heals, I mean, we basically out heal Yamato, even though Alaska doesn't have the same HP. I think we did the math, like 3 or 5 heals with Alaska, or I think it's 6 heals actually with Hoshino, I think we did the math and we had like 150, 160,000 effective HP, which, I mean, comparing it to Yamato, before they gave Queen with Master Mechanic and accuracy skills and stuff, the hybrid commanders, you had more effective HP than battleships in Alaska. And then you also had basically battleship armor, so it was really difficult to find a reason that Puerto Rico would be better. I mean, it's not that I like that Alaska's better. I feel like its bow shouldn't be 32. But at the same time, because it is, and they haven't changed anything about it, I feel like Puerto Rico just kind of needs help. Enemy Alaska, sitting at that island broadside, finally goes down. Wisconsin, still sitting there. He is angled, sort of. But we do have improved pen angles, and we're also using punch through, so actually touching the upper belt of Wisconsin isn't an issue. I should also mention the build that we're currently using is basically just full AP damage as much as we can. So we're using Gunther Legends as well as Lip. So you could see some of the AP salvos we were taking on the Schlieffen as well as this Wisconsin. Now that we fired enough shells and hit them enough, they do kind of a lot of damage, but at the same time it did take quite a while to get there because obviously we have like a 20-second reload. I feel like if Puerto Rico had maybe a little better reload, possibly could have been really effective as a, I guess, AP spamming large cruiser. But at the same time, I still feel like Alaska would have just simply been the better pick to do this same exact build as well. Like, I really don't know what to say about Puerto Rico that would be like, yeah, Puerto Rico is a great ship. Definitely should have spent the money to get the Independium to purchase it. Like, it's kind of on par with the feeling of, I don't know if it's disappointment or you feel bad about the people that have gotten, like, Ognivoy or something as a super prize out of, like, those Christmas crates. Like, you just kind of feel bad. I think now the new ship is the Italian one, the Ferruccio.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
But, like, for anyone that got Puerto Rico, I mean, I don't know. I would feel fairly upsetty spaghetti if I had to spend that much money for something that's pretty mediocre. Especially because last year's Independium thing, I'm pretty sure, was Louisiana, right? And Louisiana is kind of Giga Demented busted because you do have your planes that have more HP than carrier planes, basically double. And then your torps also do more damage. They spawn 5 kilometers away, which your A does shoot immediately, but the planes fly extremely quick and they drop torps like a kilometer away from your ship. So travel time doesn't really matter. The time you see in port, like I think it's like 12 seconds or something. It also includes the travel time for the torpedoes to reach its max range. So it's kind of misleading. The torpedoes drop much sooner, and I mean, there's really no dodging in anything other than destroyers. But then again, I mean, hopefully they do something about that in the future. But enemy GNAD gets spotted going to B. We do have a points deficit as well as a cap deficit, so we kind of need to be quick and get rid of this Wisconsin as soon as we can. And then ideally we cap A, and then we start closing the distance with B. Maybe we can finish off the GNAD. I am going to have to turn around though and head back towards B from our spawn, just to make sure that the GNAD can't actually escape through our spawn, running away from our team. Although we do have a friendly battleship at C that is kind of looking like he might want to go towards B to go fight the GNAD and maybe contest the cap. And I mean, ideally he doesn't get torpedoed, but you never know. Enemy GNAD gets spotted, hoping our friendly Delaware can finish him off, but GNAD does have that 32 casemate, so unfortunately he doesn't actually die to the Delaware. And I guess the one good thing though is that the enemy destroyer is spotted running north of C, so he's not gonna actually be able to keep the Delaware spotted for the GNAD to farm. I guess that is gonna work out in the end, because that I think it's like Gdansk isn't able to spot for his team. I think he would have caused a whole lot of chaos if he somehow got through and was still in our spawn torping, and then Jinan would have been able to farm. That definitely would have been really, really bad. Taking pot shots into the smoke because we know the Jinan was in there. We're kind of hoping that we just land a random shell with this bad dispersion. Maybe reset him, maybe get a random citadel, who knows. Unfortunately, no hits. Delaware is at like half HP. I'm wondering what the Jinan's going to do. I feel like he might be able to YOLO the Delaware, so we're going to try to close the distance as much as we can. And we're also going to get our radar off of cooldown, well, basically now. We're going to close as much as we can towards the smoke, but Gdansk beats us to it. His radar reloaded already, and he is much closer and actually spots the Jinan. So luckily we didn't need to radar, just in case the enemy destroyer shows up later, because we do have one radar left, and we wouldn't have actually caught the Jinan if we used it before the Gdansk. But Gdansk being able to pen 34 is also pretty funny. So Gdansk was actually doing quite a bit of damage to the Jinan. I think Delaware got in one salvo. But at this point, enemy Gdansk is just going to keep sailing around in their spawn. I mean, he hasn't really done much. I don't think he torped anything. Maybe he torped the conch a little bit. He is at half HP. But yeah, kind of interesting. I mean, even our Gdansk took a very, very long time to kind of do anything against the enemy destroyers. And I mean, he did eventually find the gearing, but that was basically 10 minutes later. But yeah, at this point, we're getting all the caps. Gdansk is running away to the border. Unless he comes back to play the game, I don't think there's... I mean, realistically, there's no chance for him to come back from a 6 versus 1. But yeah, at this point, we're just going to go try and get B. See if we can get some good XP from getting some caps. So I'm kind of hoping we can get there in time. Puerto Rico's not exactly the fastest cruiser. And, I mean, as long as we get in there with like 2 or 3 seconds, I think we still get the ribbon and the cap XP. So that's all we're really kind of going for. Enemy Gdansk gets spotted 15 kilometers away. Our friendly Gdansk went after him. So at least now, our friendly Gdansk is going after the destroyers. And luckily, enemy Gdansk wasn't able to actually torp our team when our team was asking for our Gdansk's help. Enemy Gdansk looks like he's going to take out our friendly Gdansk, but our friendly Gdansk is actually trading fairly well. Puerto Rico shells, though, super slow. Gdansk being super fast. We do have to kind of lead quite a bit, as our shells unfortunately land just short. Gdansk turning away, definitely going to go unspotted soon. We take a pretty big lead as much as we can. Dispersion looks fairly decent where it's going to land, but we're going to keep our eye on the one flyer shell that has no business being all the way out there, and that's the one that actually hits the Gdansk and kills him. So this whole match, complaining about how Puerto Rico has worse accuracy than Alaska, and then that bad accuracy somehow ended up getting us a kill at max range for no reason. Yeah, I don't know where that shell was going. 3,400, almost 3,500 XP in Puerto Rico. Pretty sure this is the highest XP I've gotten. But yeah, I don't know, man. Puerto Rico, kind of wish it was a little better. It also doesn't have the HP that I think it's supposed to have. I'm pretty sure PC Puerto Rico's at like 71k or something. But ours is at 64. Like one battleship pen more than Alaska. But Alaska has battleship armor, so how effective is that one pen worth of HP really? And you don't have heals either. But yeah, we went with the full AP build, Lip and Gunther Legends, and we were just spamming AP the whole time. I don't think I got a single fire. And I don't think I shot a single salvo of HE at any battleships or cruisers. I think it was just the Gdansk at the very end. And, I mean, yeah, it kind of worked out. Although, I think if there was a Preußen or a Yamato, anything that would overmatch 30, we definitely would have died very early. So we're kind of lucky in that regard as well. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more and share with your friends. Or leave a comment down below for other ships you want to see in the future. Not Puerto Rico though. But anyway guys, till next time, aloha.